Josh McDaniel on his fired general manager, fired offensive coordinator, fired, just everyone pretty much fired for the Raiders here. And just kind of goes to show you that the Bill Belichick coaching tree or bush here has not really been too successful. You have Josh McDaniel, Matt Patricia, Eric Mangini, Joe Judge, Nick Saban, I guess 15 and 17 record. They're not successful. But nonetheless, Josh McDaniels, second time a go around as a coach, not much luck this time. Fired mid-season. And I thought to myself, I never really understood how come they never went with Rich Bisaccia as the head coach position. And, part of me thinks that maybe Mark Davis there kind of had a fixation on McDaniels from the very beginning. And maybe, he thought to himself that a special teams coach had no accolades like Josh McDaniel did. Nonetheless, here we are. And if you're a Raider fan, suffering Raider fan, you're going through the coaching carousel yet again. And that's always the main thing. Is trying to have stability. And that's not what they're having right now. What was the problem? Was the offensive line the problem? I don't think that really was the problem per se. I think the lack of a deep ball was the problem. If defense doesn't have to worry about a deep threat, they could stack the box with 7 or 8 people, which is what they have been doing. The offensive line is only 5 people, sometimes 6. They were outnumbered all the time, and they still have, a questionable quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, who is more like Jimmy Glass in the sense of, he's often injured. Now, it was funny, too, that the Lombardi did not just blame McDaniels getting fired on poor offensive line play and for trading Devontae Adams. Completely ignored the fact that you had the best rushing leader last year, and guys didn't like the dude. You think about it, and what happens next, right? McDaniels, I think the play calling was, not the best. Teams were sitting on and breaking routes the entire year. Garoppolo, atrocious. And, you have a rookie that you drafted, you refuse to let run the offense. This is one of the highest paid offenses, and it can't score even 20 points. The personnel decisions were horrible. Giving guys extensions only to cut them or trade them for the low draft picks. Not to mention the Gruden's still there in the back of everyone's mind and the books. And the offense was only getting worse exceptionally each week. And here you are. Wait to see. All the Raiders, I think, that they had to do when Gruden went out the door was literally just not tear down the whole thing. He put the organization exactly where it needed to be, even though when he shockingly, I think, dumped Amari and Mack early on. That team, I think, was set up to make a regular playoff push for the next few years. But then they decided to ship out the remaining faces and insert decent players without actually going through the team building process like they've been doing for the last 4 to 5 years. It quickly fell apart. Now, are there any positives that you could think of from McDaniel's tenure in, Vegas here? If you answer no, there's no reason why he should be a head coach anywhere else.